Good morning, Fairfield Ward. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Brian Kerrigan, and this is Ward TV.
There are some great events coming up at Ward in these next few weeks that everyone should seriously consider attending.
Next Wednesday is the Fashion for Ward fashion show in the auditorium at 7:30.
The show will feature fashions created by Fashion 10, 20, 30, and 40 classes.
Friday the 16th is the annual Harmony Benefit Concert.
It will be an incredible night filled with acts from talented students across Fairfield.
All proceeds will benefit aid in the Philippines, so please come and show your support.
What's it looking like, Radek?
Well, it looks pretty good out here. We got warmer weather coming in our direction, but first let's talk about some moisture from an Invest 90, and that is a tropical entity. As the model shows, it will move into the Midwest by midweek, but maybe affect us with some thunderstorms later next week. But the most important thing is the sea breeze, and that's the water temperature is 45 degrees, and that's making cooler weather come into our coastal area. So 86 degrees was the high in Washington, D.C. yesterday. 59 degrees was the high in New York City. But with warm front, we'll push that away, and we'll be left with a summer-like Mother's Day weekend coming up. So I'm excited to tell you the temperatures for this weekend. Sophie, Brian?
Thanks, Radek. Now we finally have the highlights from Battle of the Houses.
With summer coming up, that means Shakespeare on the lawn.
Here with some tips on how to read the works of Shakespeare is Mr. Novik's English class.
Anyone who has read Shakespeare knows that sometimes it's tricky to understand what you just read. However, if you look up unfamiliar words, it can really help you out. For example, when the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. If we look in the margins, we can see that hurly-burly means turmoil, confusion, and fighting. So, the text is referring to when the battle's over, not some kind of weird superstition. So next time you read Shakespeare, use these tips.
On June 6th, the Music Management Club will be holding their Festival of the Bands in the courtyard from 3 to 6 p.m.
Tickets will be on sale this coming Wednesday and Thursday in the cafeteria during lunch periods. Tickets will be $10, but for $15 you can get a ticket and an exclusive t-shirt.
Now let's head back to Radek with this weekend's weather.
Thanks, guys. Now let's go over to the weather wall right away because this weather is really nice for this weekend. We got beautiful conditions for Sunday and a little bit for today, but this is a perfect example of a warm front. 60 degrees today, 75 degrees on Saturday, and a beautiful 80 degrees on Sunday under lots of sunshine. Now, before we get to that, we got to get through some thunderstorms because a warm front brings in humidity. Therefore, we got instability, and that's how we get thunderstorms. So, some lightning is possible on Saturday. Not everywhere, but in isolated spots, it certainly is. As you see, the temperatures will be rising, and by early next week, we may be in the lower 80s, then dropping into the 60s later next week. So, the summertime weather won't be hanging around too long, but just enough so we can enjoy it. Now, here's a special message from the Ward TV producer, Michael Fultz.
Good morning, Fairfield Ward. I'm Michael Fultz, and I'm next year's Ward TV producer, and I'm here to announce the results of our anchor auditions. So get ready. Got my trusty envelope here. Oh, look. It's empty. Guess you guys are just going to have to stay tuned until next week to find out the answers.
Thanks, Radek. Now here's our question of the week. What time period would you travel back to?
The 70s. 5 BC to when the Mets won the World Series.
I would go back to 1955 because that's pretty meta.
1960s.
I would like to go back to the Breakfast Club era. The Ice Age. When Tupac was alive.
go back to 8 months ago and be the first person to watch the Harlem Shake.
Any decade of the future, because the promising minds here at Fairfield Ward High School make me confident that the future will be a bright, healthy place for everybody.
Don't forget to buy prom tickets starting next week.
And sign up for KO Cancer Scavenger Hunt.
Well, that's all the time we've got. But first, we'd like to introduce you to our potential replacements for next year. Please wish them the best of luck. Well, I'm Brian Kerrigan.
And I'm Sophie Flay.
You stay classy, Fairfield Ward.
Freaking killed that.
Just do it. Go like this. Go like this.
Am I doing that?
Just go like